There's a couple different basketballs that people are playing with nowadays, or have been for a while. You got the ever so famous Wilson Evolution. I think it's at every rec center, every recreational league, pretty much everywhere I've seen or where I played. That's the preferred basketball. Back in the day, I remember, I think it was a Spalding TF. I want to say it's 1000, but I don't remember. I was everybody liked that one for a while too. I've had the luxury of actually playing with a genuine NBA basketball as well, and that thing is in a category all its own. So my thoughts on the Season Creator Premium Basketball were my initial thoughts. I was just really surprised by the quality, the tackiness of the leather. The color, of course, is one of the things that pops out to you as soon as you see it. You're just so used to seeing the brown from the Evolution, or the brown from the TF 1000, or the NCAA basketball. It's completely different. This is like a bright red, like a super bright red. I'd probably say like a crimson red. I held the ball in my hand, and it was actually really, really tacky. I felt like I had a lot of grip. I was able to palm the ball with both hands, which is something that I really can't do with any other ball. And yes, it was a 29.5 inch ball, so it was official size. I took it to the center today, and was able to go shoot around a little bit with one of my coworkers, and the ball, just a little bit getting used to seeing the ball rotate when it's not the same kind of ball that you're so used to, or the same style of ball that you're used to. It's just weird. Like I've never played with well, maybe when I was younger I played with a blue and white and red ball, and even that, like now in retrospect, it's kind of weird because it's just I'm just so used to playing with an Evolution now. So the tackiness that I spoke about earlier, I had my doubts about it because at least the Evolution, the Wilson Evolution, has grip, but it's also soft. So when you are shooting, it doesn't feel like it's sticking to your hand. And that's one thing that I did feel with the Season Creator, that it was that tacky, that I felt like it was actually sticking to your hand, like you had a grip, like a really good grip. So, I was talking to Season Creator through their Instagram, and he asked me how I liked the ball, and I just told him, like, initially, I want to see how this is going to perform with that type of tackiness. It's not something that I'm used to. And I told him that's going to be the interesting part about it. Let's see how the ball reacts to your shooting, especially if it feels, at least it feels like it has a little bit more grip than all the other balls. So as you saw in the video earlier, I took some shots, and I was making a lot of them, but I was missing a couple, and it was just trying to adjust the shot because it did have a lot of grip. So I understand that once I break it in, it's a possibility that will change. It most likely will. But like my first initial, play with it, it just felt like it had a little bit too much grip. So it didn't just, come off of my hand or off the fingertips like other balls do. It felt like it stayed on my hands a little bit longer than I wanted it to. So I also played a game of 21 with my buddy, and there were times where I ended up shooting an air ball because the ball, I felt that the ball was in my hand a little bit longer than I wanted it to. So once I got used to like the grip, the over grippiness of the ball, I started making shots. Repeatedly. I would say overall, I am impressed with the quality of the build, and I am impressed with the grip. at the same time, there's a duality to that, because you have a lot of grip, but then you don't want to give up. Like I really don't care about my dribbles if I can't make a shot. So I don't want to, have a ball that's going to give me really good handles if I'm not going to be able to make my shots on a consistent basis, or if I have to change my shot in order to be consistent. Like I want to be able to just grab the ball and shoot my shot and make it. Right now I'm at like a 7. And my daughter definitely likes the color of the ball. She was just looking at it and playing with it and throwing it back at me, so that was pretty cool. But I would say this is a strong 7. I think that the Evolution right now is above it, and the NCAA ball, to me, in my opinion, is a little bit above the Evolution ball. So after the first couple times that I shot it, I felt that I had a little bit too much air. Started trying some floaters here and there, some floaters off the backboard, and it was just kind of it wasn't a graceful bank. It was more like a hard bank, and when it hit the rim, like it would, you would see the rim move, and you didn't get that shooter's touch that you do with a well-inflated basketball. So I had to take some air out of it right off the bat, and then once I took the air out of it, then it started to feel a little bit more like the Evolution in terms of the texture of the leather, because it wasn't being stretched out so far. Now you can feel the texture a little bit better. When you shot the ball, it felt a little better coming out of the hands, and when you were actually doing a floater, it actually felt like you were throwing a floater, and then when you were hitting it off the backboard, it felt like it was just kissing the backboard versus hitting the backboard. So that's one thing that I did notice, that the inflation just pretty much completely changed. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the purchase. I think that it's just gonna get better with time, and the fact that it's like right underneath the Evolution right now, not even broken in, I think that's a good sign, because it's just gonna get better and better. Now I'm pretty much gonna have to be a salesperson and convince everybody to play with this ball, so I can break it in a little bit faster, and so more people can actually see it in action. And I did get at least 15 to 20 people asking what kind of basketball was this, and I just had to tell them as a seasoned creator, I got it from their website, and I have a lot of people that are saying that it's a good basketball, so I decided to try it out. So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Try to get some games under it and figure out how good this ball actually is. So deuces.